Chapter 8. A Quiet Dinner. No one spoke during dinner. Not a single word. It was super awkward. I think everyone was afraid to talk about what happened at the bank. I know I was. But once dessert was finished, Felicia couldn't help herself. "Peter, why did you think you could face off against Captain Tornado alone? That's so crazy. You don't even have your right powers to hunt him," Felicia said. Then Gavin got in on the action, of course. "I would have made a bunch of copies of myself," he explained, acting out his fetal plan. "And then I would have jumped all over him until he was like, 'No, Gavin, you're overpowering me. You're the best superhero in the universe.' And then I would have..." "You weren't there," I shouted, cutting Gavin off. My family seemed shocked at my outburst. I didn't mean to yell, but I couldn't stand listening to my brother any longer. "Felicia and Gavin, it's time for homework," Mom said, escorting my grumpy siblings out of the room. Dad and I sat for a moment, staring at each other. We hadn't talked since the incident. I don't know if he was going to strangle me or just tell me how disappointed he was. His silence made me nervous. "Keep your chin up, Peter," Dad said, comforting me. "You've got heart, and you'll get there eventually. But for now, please remember, you're just too young." Dad cleared his dishes from the table and patted me on the back. I could tell I'd let him down. After he left the room, I sat there in silence for a while, thinking about everything. "Coming through," Grandpa said, bursting into the dinner room in his wheelchair. "You missed dinner, Grandpa," I told him. "No, I didn't. I ate dinner at 3 o'clock. Then I took a nap." Grandpa rolled his wheelchair beside me. "Ah," my Grandpa senses are tingling again. "Is everything okay?" "Not quite, Grandpa," I said. "I tried to defeat a supervillain, but it didn't go as planned." "Why would you do something like that?" "Because you told me to," I said. "I did?" asked Grandpa. "You did," I said, "but I failed." "Well, why did you go and listen to me? I'm just a silly old man in a wheelchair," Grandpa said, giggling. "Don't worry, Peter. You'll get 'em next time. There's a lesson in everything, but it's up to you to find it. And remember, no matter what happens, tomorrow is a new day." Grandpa grabbed the cookie jar off the counter and wheeled himself out of the room. I cleaned up the rest of the dining room and went to bed, thinking about what Grandpa had said. Tomorrow's a new day. Hopefully I do tomorrow better than I did today. Chapter 9. Friends. It was lunchtime, and even though they were serving tacos, my favorite, I didn't have much of an appetite. I was wrecked with guilt about what had happened at the bank. I grabbed my tray and found a seat. I was so stuck in my head I didn't notice I had company. Not until Chloe plunked her tray down right next to me and said, "Hello, Earth to Peter Powers. You here?" "Hey," I said, picking up my taco. Chloe stared, devouring her mac and cheese. We sat there eating our lunch in silence for almost a whole minute. Then Chloe piped up. "So, are you not going to talk to me or what?" "I didn't think you'd want to talk to me after everything that happened yesterday," I said, bracing myself for her response. I know what was coming. She was going to tell me I was a failure as a friend and as a superhero. "Make it quick," I thought. "What are you talking about?" asked Chloe. "Aren't you embarrassed to be my friend?" I asked back. "Not at all," said Chloe. "Peter and Sandros," said Sandros, putting his tray down across from me. My friend placed a delicious-looking chocolate dessert in front of me. "I got you the last cupcake. Aw, man, it looks so good I almost ate it myself, but I feel like you could use the chocolate cheer up." "I don't deserve a cupcake," I said, pushing a gooey-looking baked goodness away from me. I put my two best friends in danger. It was a stupid, dumb, terrible idea. Sandro made his lip quiver like he was going to cry. Be nice to the cupcake, Peter, pleaded Sandro. It's the last of its kind. Chloe grabbed the scrumptious little morsel and waved it right in front of my face. You do deserve it. Eat the cupcake, said Chloe, and relax. So you made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. You tried, you failed, you learned a lesson. On to the next adventure. But I made you two come along, I said. You could have been hurt. You didn't make us do anything, Chloe said. We wanted to go. Yeah, you can't force me, Sandro said. He flexed his tiny arm muscle. No one can force me to do anything except my mom. Yeah, I asked. I took a bite of the cupcake. It was delicious. Yeah, you're good, bro. We're good, bro, Sandro said. But if you're grounded, you should probably loan me some of your video games. You can borrow some comics from me in the exchange, he added. But if you want to feel down, that's okay too. I get down sometimes myself. Hanging out with you guys always makes me feel better. I had expected Sandro and Chloe to be mad at me for getting them involved in such a big mess. But they weren't. They were comforting me like they always did. Are you sure you two want to be my friend? Duh, Sandro said. I didn't share cupcakes with just anyone. Of course, Peter, Chloe said. It's not like we got grounded. You two are my best friends, I confessed. Sometimes I worry that my crummy power will mess that up. That's not how friendship works, Peter, Chloe said. We'd be your friends, whether you have dumb powers, superpowers, or big rainbow unicorn horns. You should see if you can grow a rainbow unicorn horn. I bet they grant wishes, said Sandro, his eyes growing wide thinking about it. Chloe pointed to all the little bit of chocolate delicious that was setting in front of me. Finish that, she said, and let's come up with a plan to get your brother and sister to stop bothering you. But a plan without supervillains. I hate the rest of my cupcake. I already feel better. Thanks to my friends.